Is the tide turning for Indian badminton? After a series of lows with top singles players, both men and women, not featuring in the top 10, except for HS Prannoy, Lakshya Sen put up a remarkable performance to secure his second BWF Super 500 title by defeating Feng of China in straight games in the Canada Open final. Later, in the US Open, Sen lost to the Chinese in the semi-finals. Earlier at the Malaysia Open, HS Prannoy clinched his first BWF World title. Yet, it augurs well for Indian badminton and Lakshya Sen himself that things seem to be on the mend. In the women's section, Sindhu, coming back after a 5-month injury layoff following a stress fracture on her ankle, is still searching for form and her first title this season. In fact, Sindhu gave a glimpse into her mind when she tweeted after losing at the US Open. This loss has left a significant emotional impact on me, especially considering the challenging and demanding year I've had. However, in the doubles, satwiksairajrankireddy and Chirag Shetty clinched the Indonesia Open 2023 title after securing their first victory against world champions Aaron Chia and Su Wui Yik of Malaysia to clinch a spot in the top 10 doubles rankings. NNI spoke with former Indian badminton player and 1965 Asian Championships winner Dinesh Khanna, who maintained that one shouldn't get too worried about the recent results and that our top players will make a comeback and start winning consistently.
Of course, winning the Thomas Cup was an all-time high, and after that we had not seen the level of performances which we had expected. But I would say that very recently it's a very, very encouraging sign. We have seen 3 great performances from our players. We have seen the latest being the Canadian Open, which Lakshya Sen has won in style. Before that, we saw HS Prannoy winning the Malaysian Open, which was a very tough tournament. And then our doubles pair of Satwiksairaj and Chirag Shetty, they won the Indonesian Open, which was the highest class of tournament as far as the World Tour is concerned. It was World Tour 1000 tournament. So that gives me a lot of confidence that yes, we are going to do well in the future as well. And well, it was there is always sometimes, after hitting a great high, there is always a likelihood that you will slightly come down. But I'm sure we are bouncing back and we will bounce back. Well, we are working on those lines, and we have seen a fair amount of success. Of course, we need to build a little more depth as far as our players are concerned, because right now the number of players who are there as far as men's are concerned, we have a reasonably good depth. But as far as women's are concerned, apart from PV Sindhu, there is a big gap. Saina Nehwal used to be, of course, as we know, a very absolutely an outstanding player and a great player. But she's past her prime, as we can see, and we need to have some youngsters coming up. Of course, a couple of youngsters are coming up. Let me hope that they are able to come up to the same level that we have seen in our other women players like PV Sindhu and Saina Nehwal. As far as men are concerned, we have got reasonable depth. As I said, that Lakshya Sen is there. He's done extremely well in the last tournament. Then HS Prannoy has been doing well. K. Sirikant is there. And we have Priyanshu Rajwat, on whom we have a lot of hopes. He's done well in the World Tour tournaments. He has done very well in the World Tour tournaments. We also have a couple of other youngsters like Thomas and one or two couple of other players. So I'm sure that we will continue to do well at the international level. Yes, obviously highs and lows are always there in any sport. Of course, PV Sindhu's performance has been a little disappointing. It is also because of the fact that she had a stress fracture some months back, so she was short of match practice, and therefore she was not able to perform at the level expected of her. As far as Lakshya Sen is concerned, unfortunately, I had spoken to Vimal Kumar, his mentor and his coach, and he said that he had been having some health issues. He had no surgery, and after that he had a problem as far as after heart training. He used to get fever and few, which hampered his fitness. So therefore, but now it's very heartening to see the way he has performed in the Canadian Open, that he seems to have overcome that problem. And naturally, in any sport, and particularly in an individual sport, fitness is extremely important. And if you are not at the highest level of fitness, obviously you will not be able to perform at the expected levels. So I'm sure that he's back to his normal fitness, and which he demonstrated in this tournament. Well, I'm happy that history is being created by Satwiksairaj and Chirag Shetty having come to the third spot in the world rankings. That's absolutely fantastic. We have never had a pair anywhere, doubles pair anywhere near that, and I'm sure that they will continue to do well. They have beaten, in fact, all the top players and some of the pairs repeatedly. So I'm very confident, and the way they are combining, the way they are playing is absolutely a treat to watch. They are probably, Satwiksairaj is perhaps the hardest hitter on the world circuit, and Chirag Shetty has some great reflexes, and the way he intercepts the shuttle is absolutely phenomenal. And they also showed some remarkable defense in the Indonesian finals. Yes, it's a good sign that more academies are opening up, and in fact we need academies in various regions so that the players do not have to go only to one place, and they feel more at home in their own kind of environment and in that particular area. So if we can give them the kind of support which is required to run a top class academy, I think it will a great help in the future, and it will help in broad basing the sport. It will also give us the kind of depth that we need to bring up players from time to time. Yes, badminton league definitely would be helpful because it gives opportunity to large number of players to play alongside the top players. I mean, the coming up and coming players get an opportunity to play with the top players, see how they train, how they prepare for a big match, what is their mindset, and how they go about this whole thing. So it gives a lot of opportunity, and also there is incentive, monetary incentive as far as league is concerned. So I'm sure if badminton league is restarted, it will be a big help to the sport in the country. Well, naturally the game has come a long way from our times. Our times were different. It was absolute and amateur, and we played for our passion. We played for the interest of our own interest, and we tried our best. And then, of course, the training methods which are available today were not there, and we hardly had any kind of training and coaching camps. So it was more, I would say, an individual effort rather than the effort, a team effort, or the effort of the organization. But today the things are entirely different. There is a camp almost around the year for the core group of 40 or 45 players. Even many other players are also training in various academies and camps. So I think the game has undergone a big change, and there's far more depth today than there was in our times. But at the same time, I would say, and the money has come in, it's almost a professional game now. There is a decent amount of money. There are good sponsorships which were not there in our times. So I am sure all this is helping the standards of the game go up, and the training, the revolutionized and youth training methods have also helped players to train in a different manner. So the players obviously, as far as so the players have to, your temperament and your nerve play a very important role as far as any sport is concerned, and badminton is no different. I'm sure that the players are under pressure, but also need to, they have the support of even the psychologists, the support of the mental trainers, how to take the pressure and how to be able to handle that pressure. So which is very important, because temperament and handling the pressure and a strong nerve is very important as far as good matches are concerned, because sometimes the skill levels are more or less the same. So what makes the difference is really how you handle the pressure. India's performance in the Canadian Open was very heartwarming, as we have seen that Lakshya Sen annexed this title after a long gap, and in fact he plays absolutely a fantastic tournament. He beat 4 players who were higher ranked than him. In the first round itself, he was up against the Thai ace Kunlavat Saran, who is ranked number 4 in the world. And then he beat Kenta Nishimoto of Japan, who is also a very tough opponent. And in the final, he beat Feng of China, who is the reigning All England champion. So that shows the kind of form that Lakshya Sen displayed here. In fact, Lakshya Sen had not been performing well throughout the year because of certain health reasons, as I had earlier said. But so it seems that he's got over those problems, and particularly the way he played in the finals. It was a match which was played at a very, very high pace, very high speed, and fantastic level of the game. And after winning the first game, in fact, Lakshya Sen was trailing 16-20 in the second with the Chinese at game point. But the way he played from there, it was absolutely heartwarming. He scored 6 points in a row to win the game and the match at 22-20. What I found also that Lakshya Sen is hitting much harder and that I've ever seen him earlier. So he's developed some more punch and power, which is going to be very, very helpful for him even for the future tournaments. So I'm sure that we have a lot of hopes on this young man from India.